You're listening to Hashtag Impact, a podcast about stuff that matters. I am Regina Larco, your host, and if you're listening to this on the day of release, March 8th, then I can wish you a very happy International Women's Day. If you head over to the website of International Women's Day 2023, you will find that one of its missions is to celebrate the work of women creatives and elevate visibility for commercial projects and commissions. So today we want to do just that here at Hashtag Impact. We want to celebrate fellow creative, the creator and podcaster Claire Murigande, who is running Narratives of Purpose podcast. In our fifth season finale, oh gosh, I can hardly say it, in our season 5 finale that just aired a few weeks back, I was asked about a podcast that I want to highlight. And here's what I said then.
Any other podcast recommendations? You are always on the cutting edge of what to listen to and where to get our content. Any other recommendations? Anybody you want to celebrate?
There would be so many, of course, to recommend. I feel a bit bad just pointing out one in particular, but this is a rather new discovery I had, and this is the podcast Narratives of Purpose, run by Claire Murigande. And what I really resonate with is just the tone of voice she brings. So, well, first of all, she has this amazing, very soothing voice that I really find so lovely. And, of course, I think I'm drawn to it also by the guests that she brings on. So it's the same kind of the range of inspiration, I think, that we want to bring at Hashtag Impact with people that make a difference in the world and live a purposeful life and work in purpose-driven organizations. It's very similar angle. But what I always love is I love listening to other great storytellers and hosts that know how to really listen and let maybe go of some questions they had prepared and just let the conversation happen. I mentioned Claire's voice, but I thought you should just hear for yourself how she shines. You are about to hear an audio clip that is taken from her podcast. It is an introduction piece of her episodes, and the music theme was created by their producer, Tom Evan Hughes at Rustic Studios. So here's Claire.
Hello, dear listeners. Welcome to Narratives of Purpose. You are now tuned into a new episode showcasing unique stories of change makers, stories of people who are contributing to make a difference in society. This show was created to amplify social impact by sharing individual journeys of ordinary people who I believe are making extraordinary impact within their communities and around the world. My name is Claire Murigande. I am your host on this podcast. If you want to be inspired to take action, then look no further. You are in the right place. Get comfortable and listen to my conversations.
I know that you can't wait to head over to Claire's podcast now to start listening. And I would love to recommend that you start with the episodes where Claire shares about her own story, about her background and why she started this podcast and how she has experienced it and all about how she's building her community. It's really beautiful. And I'll add that one in the show notes for you so that you can find it easily. If you head over there now, show her podcast some love. Yeah, subscribe, follow, like, rate, share, all that jazz. You know how to do it. Her podcast can be found at narratives-of-purpose.podcastpage.io. I'll add that link in the show notes too. If you have been listening here for a while, you know that when we interview our guests, there is that one question that everyone has to answer all the way at the end of our interviews. And that question is, what could everyone do right now to make the world a better place? And if you allow me, I would love to answer that one today. In this very moment, you can take a second and think of a woman within your industry, within your field of work. A woman that you want to celebrate today by sharing about her work with others so that you get her seen by more people, get her heard, recommend her to speak at an event, or you can put her name forward to be nominated for that award, nominate her for that promotion. Think of her when someone looks for an expert in her field, be her cheerleader. With more women being visible and being heard, it will make the world a better place. I am absolutely certain of that. And for me, a woman I want to cheer for, not just today, but today in particular, is Claire. I also want to send a big thanks to David Ivusi Mensa, who introduced me to Claire's podcast recently. That was amazing. And I think if it wasn't for him mentioning her to me, I wouldn't have found out about Claire's podcast. So really, be like David and help spread the word about amazing female creators. Happy International Women's Day, you all. And if you want to keep celebrating, I'd love for you to tune in to our 6-year anniversary live recording that is coming your way very, very soon. We're in the final stages of production, and I can't wait to share it with you all. If you want our updates, you can head to #impact.com/subscribe so you can get alerted when we're having our next live events and when our new episodes air. All right, I talk to you very, very soon, and head over to Claire's podcast now. Bye.